What's up, everyone? My name is Michelle, and welcome to the channel. We're getting into Succession Season 3, Episodes 4 through 6. You can watch the full-length reactions over on Patreon, as well as jump ahead. And for all my current patrons, you can jump to the timestamp and hear your shout-out. Now, let's see. Last reaction, we saw Shiv get absolutely humiliated by Kendall's antics. I honestly didn't think initially while I was watching it was Kendall who's responsible for putting those stereos up there and singing that god-awful song while Shiv was, well, the lyrics of the song were awful while Shiv is up there giving a speech in regards to the subject matter. And I get it. It's also disingenuous, the speech and the platitudes, and we're going to do better in this position. It's all for the public's benefit. They don't really care, and yet it still feels so wrong because it's a brother doing this to his sister, especially coming off the heels of Kendall essentially saying such misogynistic BS and then having that like sort of apology at that journalism event thingy. It's like it's a half-ass apology. Like, he knows what he said was out of bounds, and yet he's still like, how can you know how you say something that you know is wrong, and yet deep down there's some like dirty little part of you that low-key agrees. Like, I feel like Kendall does hold very sexist like viewpoints. They don't just come out of nowhere. Do I think he's saying it to hurt Shiv? Yes, and he knows that'll hurt her. But do I think there's a part of him that feels that way? Most likely because of the way his father has raised him to think and feel and shape his viewpoints in the world. I do. I think it's Kendall's like nature, as well as the things that he's gone off and learned on his own. He knows those things are wrong, and he knows that it's not the truth, and yet it's also his nurturing. It's how Logan has raised him, given how we hear Logan speak about women. It's like it's like this little conflict that like spins not just in Kendall, but I think in all of his kids. Their better sensibilities, their own nature, who they would have been, well, who you are regardless of your surroundings. And then you also have the nurture, who you are because of your surroundings. And I feel like the kids are always in conflict of that. Like, you see little moments where their better judgment kind of creeps to the surface, but the environment that they're in, they're nurturing, it just kind of stamps out whatever goodness exists in them. Anyways, I don't blame Shiv. I think Shiv went too it's hard for me to say whether I think Shiv went too far with that public letter. I think she knew there was really only one way to hurt Kendall, because the state that Kendall's in, he's like in a high, really like a high off of the media, high off the publicity. It's like it's just another form of his addiction getting scratched right now, like this headspace that he's in. So I feel like if Shiv wanted to hurt her brother back, and because here's the thing, she did it publicly and so did he, because I don't think there was any reason for him to do what he did, like that awful song. There was really no reason to do that. It's not like he was responding to something she did. Shiv didn't take any hits at him at that point, and then he goes and does that unprovoked, really. So I that's why do I think Shiv went too far? Like, it's hard to say because that is your brother. Like, there are certain lines you don't cross in regards to family. But at the same time, I'm like, I understand why she felt disrespected. Anybody would, and the fact that your own brother did that to you. So I'm like, I don't know how I feel about the public letter, to be, if I'm being honest. Like, there's a part of me like, yeah, Shiv, get back at him, and at the same time it's like seeing his reaction, it like really cut deep for him. I'm interested to see how Kendall's gonna like bounce back from that letter. He's probably gonna do some more BS. I don't think he's actually gonna his head on straight. And we also have Marcia. She kind of comes back, and I say kind of because I don't think she's truly back. If anything, she's back for like the perks that come with being Logan Roy's wife, if you get what I'm saying. Like, she's not really back for him or love. I feel like she's just back for like the money. And I honestly don't know if Rhea and Logan really had sex. I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't know if the actors or the writers ever spoke on Rhea and Logan's relationship. Like, you know how sometimes the actors, they do little interviews and I don't know. Was it ever confirmed by the writers or the actors on whether or not they think or if they really did have sex? Because I honestly did not. I feel like it wouldn't have been so... It's hard for me to say. Well, no, you know what? I'm going to say this. I don't think Rhea and Logan had sex. And so hearing Marsha call Rhea a whore, it's like, really? You're coming back to the man for the money and the perks. Hush up. Don't be calling other people whores, Marsha. Like, at least Rhea walked away for good. Like, I feel like Rhea could have banked it there. She could have made good money navigating this entire situation. But she kind of took the high road and said absolutely not. She's like, I don't know. I can't see the bottom of this very disgusting well that is Waystar. Like, she can't see the bottom. And that's like, if you know you're stepping in a pile of shit, but you can feel the floor, so you know where it ends. Like, you could tell if it comes up to your shin, your knee, your thigh. But Rhea Jarrell's like, I can't see the bottom. And if you're stepping in a pile of shit, a bucket of shit, a vat of shit, which is what Waystar is, like, for all you know, Rhea could have drowned in it. And she's like, absolutely not. And the way Logan switched up on her so fast, it's like, yeah, I feel like Rhea was right for walking away, and everyone else is stupid for staying. It's like, just walk away. But at some point, I get it. It's the family legacy and all that. But damn, walk away. I feel like all of these kids are capable enough, and even Connor, all of them are capable enough for building something for themselves, and yet they all want the CEO position at Waystar. And I honestly think back to what Logan said in the season 1 finale. Like, why do you even want to be CEO? Why do you want this? Like, do any of these kids know who they are? Do they know what they want? Like, I don't feel like Shiv knows who she is or what she wants. I don't think Kendall does. I don't think Roma does. I don't think Connor does. I don't think any of these kids actually have a good grasp on who they are and why they pursue the things they pursue. If not only for power. That's why the whole CEO chase, it feels so hollow to me, because really what they probably want is their father's approval, or like his love or something. And the CEO position has kind of been supplemented as that crowning achievement of daddy's favor. But the CEO thing just feels so hollow, because not a single one of them have actually truly had genuine feelings that this is how they want. Because anytime Kendall goes on his like progressive spew, I'm like, in the beginning I bought it. I don't now. I don't think there's a progressive bone in Kendall's body. I don't think there's a liberal bone or a democratic bone or a desire to actually position himself to tell truth at Waystar or change the news media sector in Waystar, or provide a more positive footprint in terms of journalism and honest news. I don't think it's true for Kendall. I think he just wants to be different from his dad to screw him over. Like, I did things the right way. I don't think it's genuine. I don't think these kids have an actual genuine desire to do something good in the world. I don't. And anytime they position themselves to say it or do it in the beginning in like season 1 and maybe in season 2, I bought it. I don't now. I don't buy these kids. Like, anytime they go on this spew about like upgrading or keeping up with the world, I'm like, it's all about power. You just want to do the right thing so that the plan works out better and you make a bunch of money. Which I listen, I don't fault the everyday person for doing it. It's when you're this rich and this powerful and you still want more. You know this thing, like, you have everything in the world but you still want more, and you're willing to step on other people and screw over people's lives to get it. And it's just, there's only really one word you can use to describe it at some point, and it's just evil. Like, it's just evil at some point. Like, damn, like, you will really dog out someone who's already struggling to get more, even though you have everything. And that's what I feel about this family. At some point, it's like, damn, like, how much more could you possibly want? And then it's like, yeah, it's their nurturing. But like, how? I have a genuine question. How long can you go in your life blaming your parents for everything before you take some kind of personal accountability for the status of your own misery? I don't see any of these characters being happy or content in their life. Like, they have wealth, but they're so damn miserable. Even Logan's miserable. Like, everyone's such miserable individuals. And it's like, at what point do we stop blaming our parents and the adults who raised us for the situation that we're in our life? Like, what is the cutoff point? I understand trauma travels, but damn, like, at what point does personal accountability play in? That's always something I've always been curious about in generational trauma and things like that. At what point does nurturing end and nature begin? At what point does responsibility of someone else's sin and accountability for your own, where's that cutoff line? Because I feel like there is, they say, age doesn't always relate to maturity, but like, damn, it's like, you understand everything their father has done to them, but at the same time, it's like, grow up. Like, sometimes it's like these characters and they're it's clear mommy issues or daddy issues, but it's like at the same time, you have all of the resources in the world and you're still this messed up. So it's like, what's the point? It makes for great TV, but there's a part of me that sometimes it pops me out. Like, sometimes their reactions and the way they behave, it takes me out of the immersion because my good sensibilities kick in and it's like, y'all this grown and acting this way, and people like this exist, and I do my best to stay away from people like that in my real life. I don't play with that. Like, damn, grow up. That's why anytime I see this, I'm like, y'all really in your 30s acting like this? And people like this exist, and you do your best to stay away from people like that because they're just miserable individuals who will never be better at. I'm sorry, I do believe in hopeless cases, and these kids scream hopeless cases. I don't see them getting better. Like, I hoped Kendall would like make for a good turn. Here's where I am with Kendall's sobriety. I don't see him ever getting clean. I don't, and it sucks. I think we're going to end this series either with him overdosing and dying, or he's just stuck on the drugs. I'm not the person to ever come towards for hope. Like, I don't have hope. There's a point in life where it's like, if you haven't gotten it, there's no one around you that can like drag you to the how you could take a horse to the water hole, but you can't make the horse drink. I feel like there comes a point, like, in every person's life, like in their 20s, maybe even early 30s, where you can have inspirations, you can have people that come into their life and they do it not for them, but there's just something about an individual that can inspire a change in you. A genuine change. But I do feel like at some point when you get past, like, maybe in your 40s or 50s and you're still on your dumb shit, it's on you and you alone. There's no one who can come into your life but save you, because if you haven't met that person yet, if you haven't come across a self-help book, a commercial, a TV show, a movie that hasn't snapped you out your BS, honey, it's all on you at this point. And if you haven't found the willpower yet as you get older, good luck. I know people turn their lives around in their 60s, but it's like, you're in your 60s. How much longer you got left? I'm sorry, that is a very pessimistic outlook. But I'm in a pessimistic mood today, if I'm being honest. I woke up and I had a good cry. So you know what? Let me just get into this. I woke up and cried this morning. So I'm going to have a very cynical outlook while I'm watching today. Anyways, let's get into these next 3 episodes. So grab a drink, grab a snack, whatever it is you like to do when you watch your favorite reactions. Just get comfortable and let's get to.
Please speak your name after the tone.
Little Lord Fauntleroy.
Wow.
While we connect you to your conference.
Little Lord Fauntleroy.
The temperature of the DOJ investigation, the raid here, it's caused serious blowback from investors. Yeah, thank you for that, Kendall.
Hey, accountability's a
Josh Aronson and his 4% holding. Called Jerry direct and he's thinking of switching to Sandy and Stewie. He was interested in time in the room with you and your dad.
Kendall, we are 4 days out from the shareholder meeting.
Kendall, it's about control of the company, all right? The vote is on a razor's edge. We need his
I feel like they're going to lose it. I feel like they're going to lose control of the company, if I'm being honest.
in control of the firm.
I think Sandy and Stu are going to win. I don't see how they keep control with everything going on.
I found Tattoo Man.
Tattoo Man?
Yep.
Who?
Get the homeless man to have Kendall's name tattooed on his forehead.
Not going, Frank. Jess.
Yes.
Rabbit cam for the kids.
Great.
I thought it was a cat. It's a rabbit.
It's smart for now because you can't have Sandy and Stewie win, right? That just nukes everything.
Yeah, but they'll settle in the end, right?
But also, it's smart for
Why are you making such grand assumptions, Kendall? That's all he does. He makes assumptions. Okay.
You convene with your father for 10 minutes on the tarmac
cute.
at the other end.
FaceTime their little bunny.
Agree on approach, flesh out it.
God bless Jess. She has to do the rabbit cam too, on top of everything else. Can you imagine having to deal with Kendall? God bless Jess. She has the hardest job in this entire show. She gotta put up with Kendall 24/7. And whoever has to put up with Logan 24/7, they have the hardest job. And I guess Marsha's not really his assistant.
Hey.
Hey.
So, Dad would like a host out criticizing the administration. You want to tell Ravenhead or Sid?
Well, that's not really how it works, Siobhan.
What's
this? Just ranking the facilities. You know, they're calling me Terminal Tom down on 7.
Oh, shit.
Because I've got cancer of the career.
Tom ain't going to jail, right? I don't. Oh, Tom.
Okay, politically, a lack of real-world experience has sometimes been leveled at me.
Mm-hmm.
Connor, I just don't think we can give you a high-level executive role in the current climate.
Look, sis, I don't like having my boot on the old man's throat, but I do.
Are you gonna blackmail?
I recall my father was a nasty, racist, neglectful individual. What was it that they used to say around here? No blacks, no Jews, no women above.
Oh, Birdway start to the ground.
Remember when you had that play post office and you used to stamp all the mail that came into the house?
Yeah.
This is a little bit like that. I just don't think I want to deal with you, Shiv.
Oh, y'all got a lot of nerve. A lot of nerve is what y'all got. A lot of nerve. A lot of nerve because y'all got a lot of money. Hey, Mr. Pianist. I know it's real, Adrian Brody. But you will forever be the pianist. Watched that movie in middle school during... I forgot what grade I was in, but I was in middle school when I watched Pianist.
Safest option. Back me. Sit tight. Count on your gold in your castle here, and I'll make you whole.
There's so much more exactness when Logan speaks versus Kendall.
No, seriously, come on. It's so beautiful, it's disgusting. I mean...
Huh? I'll walk.
Yeah.
How far?
Come on, Dad, let's walk it out.
Oh.
Let's walk.
Good. Nice. Love it.
If this man collapsed out on this damn walk, I mean, I won't be mad if he does, but still, sir, you pushed an old man and he collapsed. Oh, this is awkward. You gonna say anything to each other? Anything? Not giving the lawyers anything, huh?
I feel that where my heart is parks.
Okay.
Really. I think experience economy is maybe where it's at.
Isn't that where we first met him? Working in a costume and then he threw up on himself?
You're going to be running a theme park. And here's me going to jail. And you're going to be living in a magical castle. And Greg, what do you know about Nero and Sporus?
Nero the king? King Nero?
Nero pushed his wife down the stairs. And then he had Sporus castrated, and he married him instead. And he gave him a ring, and he made him dress up like his dead wife.
That is disturbing. I had no idea about Nero.
I'd castrate you and marry you in a heartbeat.
Are we fantasizing about pushing Shiv down some damn steps?
Come on, let's have a little punching match.
No.
Come on, fight me like a rooster, you weakling here.
Is he trying to prepare for jail?
I don't want to, man. I don't want to. I don't want to do it.
I don't want to do it. Neither do I, Greg. It was a joke, you idiot.
Tom, you're throwing me for a loop, my dude. You offered yourself.
Come on, man.
Childish. Absolutely childish. Then why'd you offer yourself up if you didn't want to do it? What, you were hoping that maybe Shiv would fight for you and say, no, don't do it? Oh, I hate when people do that. Like, you don't really want something to happen, but then you put it out there in hopes that someone else is going to... That feels very manipulative of you, Tom. Now I kind of hope you go to jail. No, I don't, but I do. I don't, but I do. No, I don't.
I gotta say, I don't like betting on blood feuds.
Fair point.
It'll be okay. Because he's a good kid.
He's a good kid?
Yeah. He's a good kid. He's a good kid.
Yeah?
He's a good kid.
Are you gonna keep saying that?
And I love him. Maybe it'll be him one day. It's in his blood. Maybe he's the best one of all of them. So yeah.
Yeah, to like dedicate entire episodes to this, it makes me feel like they'll win. Like they'll keep control over Waystar. He's probably gonna ask, did you mean that? The whole I love you.
Sure, yes.
That's the first time I've ever heard him say those words in this entire show. Probably his last time we're gonna hear it. They're not gonna say anything to each other? Anything? I feel like they're silently saying I love you too. They're a bit shocked that he said it. He's like, I've never heard you say I love you.
Hey, Josh. I think this feels like it's going to the ocean.
No, this is the short way.
You sure about that?
So, you want to wait for the cart? I mean, there's a lot of bumps.
Oh, bumps. I brought bumps.
You sure? I don't mind calling.
Oh, not for...
Call, damn it.
Look at you. You're 600 years old and you've pissed off your boyfriend, the president, and he's sending the feds on you and you're wriggling, but you're in too deep. Everyone knows, and now you're trying to counter, but you...
Oh, God.
You got water.
Oh.
Ask your iPhone.
Listen,
He's gonna collapse, and this is gonna be the last time he speaks to his dad.
But sometimes it takes longer, so I'm checking.
Okay.
What the, is this man trying to kill him or something? Is he lost? Are they gonna get attacked like by a wild animal out here? What is going on? Oh my God! Watch his dad die. Is Logan about to die in this episode?
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get it done.
I'm gonna blame his ass. Cause why the hell you don't even know where you are? You don't have GPS to lead you back to your house? Get on Google Maps. Put the address of your house. Let it lead you. Ask Siri. You better not say anything, Siri.
Take it easy. Take it easy. Sit up.
Oh, great. Sit him down. Stop making him walk. Oh, sit him down.
Yeah. So.
This is annoying. Thank you. Why are y'all still having the man walk? Why y'all got me concerned for Logan? This damn show's got me concerned. This man. Oh, I hate it. I hate when they make me care.
He'll be fine. It's just a bit too much sun.
Yeah, sure.
We're good. Hey, listen, man. You know, I think
I think maybe why don't you just think about your dad right now?
Yeah, not the damn company.
Hey, I hear you tried to kill Dad again.
it was just heat exhaustion.
That's not what we're hearing. We're hearing you took an old man out to die in the sun.
We went for a hike with Josh.
You tried to assassinate our dad with the sun. Just for nearly killing Dad? Like, just the tip, but for, like, killing Dad?
Well, look, it's
No, that's on his father for not being able to speak and say.
He's out.
What are you talking about?
Oh.
He's with us.
No, he's out. Frank just got off the phone.
Oh, shit.
He saw that, and now he has, quote, zero faith in the post-dad leadership. Lose the company at the shareholder meet, all because you wouldn't give our dad a timely fucking Evian. Good day.
I can't remember. Kendall helped to, like... Kendall was the one who sort of, like, helped push... Is that Stewie and him? Before they even left the damn cold world. I can't recall. Did Kendall help, like, encourage him to go on the walk? Like, yeah, let's go on a walk. Because I know his dad didn't want to. He was like, come on, Dad, let's go. Let's go for the walk. But I feel like it's both of them. Because his dad could have sat his ass out there and waited for someone to come and get him. Like, yes, Kendall did encourage the situation. I believe he did. But at the same time, it's like, oh, God. Oh, God. It's both of them. They're both childish. I feel like they have the same flaws. He's just like a mini Logan. It's on both of them. No, I'm sorry, Roman. It's not all on Kendall. It's on Daddy too. It's on both of them and their egos. Oh, next episode.
Will you sit out front today, Kay? I need to know what the temperature is among your ship measures.
Sure. So in that case, I'm gonna leave you with these.
Oh, yeah. No.
You'll remember?
I've got it covered.
Oh, he ain't gonna take them.
Come on in, leave your fucking lanyard at the door. Welcome to the real annual meeting.
What's up, man?
What's up?
Shouldn't you be on a rainbow soapbox somewhere screaming time's up?
Your financing's starting to wobble. You don't want to risk everything on the dice roll of a vote any more than we do.
Well, we lose, we walk. We just move to the next company.
Yeah, with a $50 million hole in your pocket? He's a psychopathic narcissist. He thinks he can take this to the floor, drag back the undecideds with his beefy Logan voodoo and win outright. And, you know, I don't know. Who's to say he can't?
Fair point, because every time I think this man is on the outs, he finds a way to win.
Hey, Stewie, what's up? Uh-huh. Okay, hold on.
They have thoughts? What kind of thoughts?
They have ideas for deal space for settlement.
Why have they suddenly decided to settle? What do they know that we don't know? I'm not doing a tap dance. Shiv, Carl, Jerry, Romulus, go and report back.
I think that's smart, but Jerry should be out front helming, so... Should I go?
We nail you to the cross, Frank, all right?
Okay.
Yeah, let's Sandy do the soft shoe. He's wriggling.
Oh, great. This episode ends with him on top again. I'm a scream. I'm joking, but this man always finds a way to survive.
I'm sure that you're probably pretty upset over me going to Waystar and their joint defenses.
No, it's
but
fine.
I had no choice, really, in terms of...
I get it.
No, you had a choice. You made it. I hate when people say I didn't have a choice. No, you had one. And you made it, Greg. You all have choices.
I may have to burn you.
Sorry, what?
Yeah. It is what it is. I wanted to get you up here and give you fair warning.
Yeah. Okay. At least Kendall told him. Mm-hmm.
Oh, you said you'd never burn me.
I said I'd try not to burn you.
Well, no, you said on the plane. You said.
Hey, let's not he said, she said. There's a lot of shit gets said.
And why is he bringing that up like he's still on his side?
Burn you? All I'm saying is I might burn you.
Burn his ass. He jumped ship and he's on Waystars. He's no longer under the obligation to be protected the second he jumped ship.
Or you dropped from the Joint Defense. I have to monitor the meeting, but I wanted to give you a heads up. I like you, Greg.
See, here's the thing with Greg. Tom did throw him under the bus, but at the same time, you're choosing to hang around these people. Like, why are you here if not for the money? And you're making a choice. Like, he goes on to say everything 18s, it's racist, it's misogynistic, it's this, it's that, and yet he still takes the money. His grandfather told him give it up, and then he's like, no, Gramps, I'm going to stay. Then he chooses to give Kendall the paperwork, and he's like, you know what, no, I'm going to jump ship. Greg, if your ass don't pick a mother effing side and stick to it.
I'm helping your grandfather transfer the entirety of his estate to charitable endeavors.
Oh, shit.
I'm giving all my money to Greenpeace, Greg.
What? Even my part?
That was the first part.
Oh, damn.
You need to take yourself seriously, kid.
All hail the conquering heroes. Hey.
Logan, this is good news.
Oh, yeah. Good for them. Bad for us. They were always going to settle. Did we give them a taste of their own medicine? Let everyone know that they bent for me?
Christ, Dad, you just said it's not far off what we originally offered.
No, let him screw himself over.
We've this deal, and there are no more deals.
Screw the deal, screw the deal. Come on, come on. I do not want to see you on top again. Send it to a vote. Do it, do it.
Pills.
Sorry, sir. Advil?
What do you think?
Sorry.
He has...
What's the deal?
What?
Could be good. Get Advil? I'll get some Advil.
Oh, this man is barely hanging on.
So they have one more proviso. They want to take away the private jets.
Oh.
The PJs? No.
Elitist and out of touch.
Well, duh, but no. That's just, they're trying to humiliate.
I need a piss.
Oh.
Shiv.
Sure, do you need some help?
You. Let's go. Stay.
What is going on with Logan?
Logan, we can't wait any longer. What do we say?
What's it gonna be, Dad?
We need an answer.
Uh-huh.
What you think, Logan? Yes or no?
You wanted to be the boss, Logan? You damn near ran away anyone who would be viable to take your place. Oh, yeah, I knew it.
You okay, Dad? Do you know something, or?
I mean, this is a huge call. Are we happy?
Pills.
I just...
She gave it to you. It's in your... Didn't he put... I forgot. Didn't Carrie give it to him?
He's trusted his gut before. It's always worked out.
His gut ain't cooperating right now. Neither is his brain.
Well, so we're really doing this?
Come.
Okay, fine. Come. I'll make the call.
See, this is what Logan is such a control freak. He doesn't have anyone who he can trust or put these kind of decisions in someone's hand when he's not feeling all there.
What's going on with the razor? Can we get Ravenhead on the air? Tell her to get the SEC to shut this meeting down.
Oh, he's not well, and you all are just looking... Y'all are just looking around with your thumbs up your ass, and you can't tell he's not well? He literally just had a medical emergency. No one here feels the impetus to take control or something, anything? Speak to your father and say, hey, this is where you need Kendall. Because I feel like Kendall would be the one person who would probably, like, looking back at the beginning of season 1, like the first part, I feel like Kendall would have taken control here. Roman will never stand up to his dad. He worships his abuser. Shiv, I mean, can but won't. Connor's a lost cause in that regard. Kendall was really the only one in season 1, part 1 that really, like, wasn't afraid to assert himself to his father.
Logan, you okay? Need help?
I remember when he pissed on the floor and he's like, no, he's not fine. We're going to do a vote of no confidence.
Take your time, no rush. Hey, are you okay? You're really shivering. I think we need to get you seen by somebody.
Thank you. Look at Tom. Finally someone wants to actually get this man some medical attention at this point. Like, he does not look well. It's a shame Tom is the only one who actually has the foresight, while his kids are just sitting there like, oh yeah, you sure about this, Dad? Oh, he looks well.
Hey, Carrie, is Dad on any medication?
He has a UTI. Why? Is he all right?
Could his meds make him confused?
He didn't take them. I swear to God, if they blame her.
Do you think it's possible to sue a person, a grandparent, for example?
Excuse you?
In a way which is like in an affectionate way? That might convey, like, I love you and I'm glad you're part of my life, but I am taking legal action against you?
For what?
This isn't...
Why are you taking legal action against him? For the money? Greg, you are something else.
Hey, come on. Look, is there something that we can work out here? I don't think it's right how your dad sidelines you. So how about 4th seat on the board for you? So Waystar for balance, we'll need an extra one.
Ooh.
For me.
I see. He won't love that.
Okay, well, look.
Okay then, Shiv.
Superhero!
Time of the...
I think I'm just most horny when you're most fertile, you know? That's how it works, right?
Is this...
What?
Tom, are you keeping a shadow log? Watching the phases of the moon to see when I'm most breathable?
No, I just
Oh,
I
shit.
counted the days on my iCal. It's not
Oh
creepy.
my God.
That is creepy. No, that is creepy. No, that is creepy.
Windows until all sex is prison sex.
I said I didn't like the timing.
Well, I think the timing is good. Like 9 to 12 months is kind of what I'm hoping I might serve. I think it's a good slot.
What, put one in for when you're out?
No. Making it sound horrible, and it's not horrible. It's nice.
No,
it's
it is
supposed
horrible.
to be nice.
No, that is pretty freaking horrible, Tom. What the hell? Tom King rocks. That's Tracking your spouse's period so you can knock her up. That's invasive. Especially when she's expressed that she didn't want to get pregnant at that point.
Step aside, please. Carl Mueller, everyone.
We can't do anything about this.
To please join with me in a moment of silence for all the victims of crimes that took place on our watch.
Oh my God, Kendall. Screw you.
Iris Vespucci.
I hate that he's doing this because it's not
Kelly
sincere at all.
Rob-
Thank you. I hate this. If Kendall actually cared and was sincere about this, that would mean something, but it's not. He's not sincere. He doesn't care. He's just doing it for himself to feel better about himself. What he should be doing is getting clean. I would love to root for you, Kendall. I would, like he started off as my favorite character, and I want to hit him upside the freaking head.
You mind sticking around for a little bit because I think your dad wants a word.
Yeah, what's he got? The brass knuckles or the bullwhip? Am I grounded, Carrie?
I have a room.
Let's go.
Okay.
These kids. The thing is, they're not kids. They're like pushing 40. They're all grown, and yet they don't act like adults. There's nothing adultish about them. Not Roman. Shiv and Kendall. Well, Kendall, when he's sober, seems like an adult, but for the most part, the only one who sort of comes close.
Tell you that your dad actually already left. So.
Oh, he did? Okay.
That is so petty. And then his father does stuff like this, and then you completely understand why these kids, these grown individuals, act like kids still. You get it. It's like they're criticizing how these adults act like children, and then his dad does something like this, and then it makes just perfect sense why they act like kids. They have a dad who acts like a child. Wow.
Is how these illegal payments were made, or approved, and by whom?
Yep, because I love sexual assault, and I love to cover it up.
Wrap
Come on, we'll privately run the timeline at home, but yeah, I'm good. We're good, right?
Can you take something serious, Kendall?
I happen to believe the next president of the United States is somewhere in this very room.
He is, and he's hard as a rock.
Oh, my God.
Some guy with an undercut just called me soy boy.
Oh, don't worry, Greg. It's a nice safe space where you don't have to pretend to like Hamilton.
Well, I like Hamilton.
Sure you do.
This is just a nice political conference of like-minded donors and intellectuals.
AKA picking the next president. Selecto el presidento. Are you threatening me?
Oh, shit.
You can't threaten me. I'm immune.
No, Tom, I was just thinking about advice because I'm obsessing over the prison.
You know how much, not to say I dislike Greg. Shit, I dislike him. He's probably the most annoying character on this show. Do people really like Greg, the character? And I'm saying this so sincerely. He adds nothing for me anymore. He detracts my enjoyment every time I see his... What do I do, man? What? Like, oh, God. He just needs to... I want him... And it's been 3 seasons and I've yet to see any tangible change in the guy other than him exposing his greed in a way. I don't even know if I want to call it greed, just his desire to live a comfortable life. Like, do people like Greg? I get he's probably comic relief, but he's not my form of comedy. So it's... You know how you have characters who serve comic relief? But if they're not, but if they don't hit the right notes of what you find funny, they just become annoying. And that is what Greg has slowly become.
Apparently the food in jail is really bland. I mean, I know it's the same
Tom,
every day, but it's...
I don't get why you keep wanting to talk about it.
Because he's scared?
Imprisonment bore you?
Come on, you're obsessing. I just can't keep going round and round, okay?
He might go round and round. I think the reason he does go round and round is because you apparently don't care.
Honey, I don't know what else there is to say.
I don't think you're supposed to say anything other than express some form of sadness towards his position. But I don't think you're sad over it. Or I just think you see the practical benefit of him going away.
No.
You know what's so interesting about this relationship? If Tom were a woman and Shiv a man, there's so much to unpack with Tom and this whole jail thing and his desire to get Shiv pregnant. This marriage is such a bad idea. I get it's a marriage of convenience and it's business, maybe some affection sprinkled in there, but they are incompatible. Like they do not mix, especially on Tom's end. She's not good for him in any way, shape, or form.
My prison consultant, this is...
Oh. Well, at least he found someone he can talk to.
They're calling you that name around the office, the Christmas tree. You know, if you have a crime you need to unload, they can hang it from you like an ornament.
I haven't really slept.
Is it possible you might with me?
Are you asking if you can... corporate wrongdoing on one of my branches, Greg?
I just thought if it won't make much difference to you.
See, Tom, this is what happens when you social climb. You have absolutely no one who cares about you. I kind of feel bad for Tom in a way. You're trading having actual relationships for power, even though Tom struck me as a man who was already well off and could have been far more emotionally sound in a lesser power position. Like, I feel like it's a trade-off. But at the same time, I want to tell Tom, stop moaning and groaning about it. If this is the trade you made, then you chose power, you chose the social climate, now you're surrounded by people who wouldn't piss on you if you were on fire. And we know that because, Tom, you're on fire, you're going to jail, and no one is pissing on you. In fact, they're just taking, like, you know, those wind blower thingies, and they're like turning, like Greg literally said, can I just hang my ornament onto you? I guess that's the trade Tom made, and you kind of have to shut up and suck it up now and stop bitching. I guess that's what Shiv's like. Listen, you wanted power, you got it. You have more access now. Don't expect anyone to care about you.
You did fine.
Uh-huh.
It was a good start, and they'll have another session.
We can say it went badly, Lisa. It's okay.
Okay, let's...
Why am I not surprised? Everything Kendall does just falls to shit. God, I've never seen a man who exemplifies the phrase... Well, he doesn't even exemplify the phrase of failing up. I've never seen him go up in this show, just down.
Dickhead, crooked tooth turnip man. What's wrong is how little you care about eating.
Poor Roman. His dreams of porking mom slipping through his little lubed up fingers.
I am so disturbed with the sexual jokes made towards Roman in a way, and his parents.
Is Greg necessary? Just keep your trap shut.
That is how I feel about his entire existence in that show. That one line summed it up. Is Greg necessary to this entire show? No.
Who do we like?
Well, shouldn't we kick it around a bit?
I like Connor Roy.
Boy. He can't even answer.
I kind of like Mencken.
This entire process is so messed up. Billionaires sitting in a room discussing who's going to be the next president. Sick part is this probably is what actually happens. I don't think this is like, I mean, yes, it's a dramatization, but still, is it that far off the mark? I'm not sure.
Mencken, see if we can deal.
The base does like him.
Mencken is an integralist, nativist. He's toxic. He's Medicare for all, abortions for none.
Done.
He's talked about burning Korans and licensing press credentials.
He's shifting the Overton window.
I'm surprised you know what that fucking is.
I do.
He's opening it and throwing union organizers out of it.
Stop chicken.
Hey, man.
Now, what is this?
Thanks for coming.
Hey. So I will.
Maybe he wants to know if Tom has anything bigger to bite on, since the documents that they had, it doesn't really have much bite to it.
But look, I think I can get you out of this mess. My case is... it's strong.
Yeah, say it like you mean it.
But if I had someone who could say that nothing gets signed off on without my dad say so, which I think we both know to be true.
No, I don't know that I do know that, Ken.
He needs testimony.
But and I don't mean to be insulting, but having been around a bit, my hunch is that you're going to get fucked. Because I've seen you get fucked.
We never see you win. You don't have a good track record. 40 years old and you've only lost. And I say that relatively, it's a relative loss considering this man is very good in his
Nice. Classy.
life. Oh, that is awful.
Yeah. Okay, I gotta go. Do you know what they're doing? They're picking the next president.
Oh my goodness.
Just wanted to chit-chat a little bit. That was funny earlier, you know. You tripping the light fantastic on Grandpappy's nutsack.
And when I called your dad bullshit, I mean, did that...
Fascists are kind of cool, but not really. So is that like a problem, a thing?
Seriously, me, I just have a lot of boundaries. People trust people who look like them. That's just a scientific fact. They will get more tax dollars to help them. You can integrate new elements, of course, but come on, man. Slowly.
Be some straight shot blacks and Latinos. You know, we're strictly bone broth and dick pills. Deep state conspiracy hour, but with like wink, you know, funny.
Yeah, none of this is funny. I don't like where this is going at all.
Heard you wanted one.
Thank you.
I would have taken Connor over this man.
He's nice.
He's not nice. He's not.
Dad, I know we came to market to buy you a nice milk cow, but we found ourselves a f***ing T-Rex, okay? Get on camera, he's fun.
He's not
fight.
fun.
Viewers will eat from his hand. No downside.
Oh, yeah, let's just invade Poland, Dad. No downside.
Oh,
no, his chief of staff broke a kid's jaw at a rally.
Get outflanked, and we lose the ATN dollar machine when we need.
Just when I was starting to like Roman, he goes right down to my shit list.
Family photo.
With him? No. No.
We're all in it. Let's go.
No.
We've got enough people in the shop.
Mm-hmm.
I'm good.
Walk the hell away. Don't even entertain him. No.
Get in the photo.
No, walk the hell away. No, don't even let him approach you.
Siobhan, are you part of this family or not?
I'm not standing next to him. I'll be in the photo, but not right by him.
You in, Pinky. You in.
No, she doesn't.
Be casual, relax, smile. Little chin down, Mr. May. And 1, 2, 3. Great. Great. Perfect. Thank you.
Good.
Super. Great. Thank you. Should we get a couple of just
This episode felt ominous. Roman for bringing this dude in. So that was episodes 4, 5, and 6. And I just, coming off of that last episode, that felt like a turning point to me. I just feel like these kids have no idea what they want. I don't think they have any real lived experience beyond their bubble. And even if they have, it's filtered through very just sheltered lens, because what the hell is up with Roman? Why would he do that? Like, it's just, I get it. It all comes back to his father's approval. But like Kendall is turning 40. And it's like, it's like there's this part of me that wants to say, at some point, once you get at a certain age, you can't blame your parents for everything. There comes a point in time where you are choosing to stay in an abusive situation, but at the same time, it's like, how do you separate someone from their abuser? There's like I don't even like to use like a Stockholm syndrome. I mean, not to deny that. I mean, if you look up the origins of Stockholm syndrome, I mean, it's sketchy. But I mean, the whole inception of it was done under very scrupulous. I mean, that woman. If you look up the origins of Stockholm syndrome and you really understand the power dynamic that woman was in, it really, like the investigation that was done, it makes you side-eye the entire theory. That's not to strip away certain, like, showing empathy towards your abuser does not necessarily mean you've been brainwashed or it's a coping mechanism of some sort. I feel like these things, it doesn't always have to equal that in every situation. Okay, so in this case, your abuser, your father, whatever it is, having empathy for your abuser does not automatically mean you've been brainwashed or whatever. But in some cases, it can be. I think it really does depend on the relationship. It has to be specific. It's not just like this blanket thing, especially when you look at the origins of Stockholm syndrome and the fact that it was just really drummed up to protect the officers who botched the investigation, and they try to explain away why she showed some kind of sympathy towards it. Anyways, it's neither here nor there. But in this case, I'm like, how old do you have to become? How long does it take for you to take some kind of personal accountability in this situation? And I feel the same goes for Tom. Like, it really doesn't apply for Tom. Tom is making, like, you make choices at the end of the day. Yes, your choices, all choices are influenced by some form. Even when you're trying to be rational, no such thing. There's always going to be a bias that is rooted in your emotions, as well as your experience and your perspective, as well as the individual knowledge that you have. Every choice we make is bound by those concepts, which are equivocal in nature. I mean, it's like it's so frustrating when you look at these kids constantly trying to get their father's love or his approval. At some point, when do you cut that umbilical cord in some cases? But it's like, you understand this man is an abusive individual. He's a controlling individual. Whether or not he'd even let his kids depart from his yoke is debatable. I don't know if he ever would let the children go off on their own without punishing them or like being spiteful, really. I don't think Logan is the type. I feel like he's their prisoner in a way. But at the same time, it's like it's so frustrating, because I feel like it'd be less frustrating if they didn't wield as much power and influence they have in a country, in a world. And I know it's a fictional story, but it's just the implications that they're using is clearly a real world analogy. And it's like, Roman, you're talking with this man, and he's like, oh, well, you know, the whole fascism, like, it's cool, but it's not cool. Are you with it? Is it real or it's not? And he's like talking in all of this rigmarole. And I understand sometimes shows just like to flex their vernacular at times. I get it. And at other times it's a reflection of a character who just wants to be verbose in order to skirt what they really are. And while I'm watching Roman and Mencken talk, I'm like, get to the mother bleeping point. Is it real or is it not real? Is it a tool for you to get in power? Are you stoking up those individuals that ATN caters to, which is the older demographic? And I hate this concept that it's just the older demographic that's racist, misogynistic, this or that. It's like we completely underestimate the influence that, you know, parents drop their kids off with their grandparents and they're not being influenced. How do you think these ideologies get passed on? There's like, you think the Hitler Youth is just a joke? It's not. Like, they exist because they're being taught by their parents and their grandparents. So it's not just this older generation that's, you know, oh, when they die out, like, you know how that's saying, oh, when the old folk die out, this way of thinking dies out. No, it doesn't. And I think that's wildly, it's like what they want you to think in a way. It's like that whole perception is force fed down your throat for you to believe that you just have to wait for that older generation to die out, but you're not seeing the other side of it, that the same values you're teaching your child, they're teaching theirs, they're teaching their grandchildren. It's like it's like these traditions of, I don't want to say, it just gets passed on. And so it's not dying out. You're just breeding a new generation who will continue this myopic way of thinking. And so it's just a scientific fact that people feel more comfortable with people who look like them. And I'm like, what the hell? Did you not watch Pocahontas as a child? And I know Pocahontas is so wrong, it's so inaccurate, it's such a bastardization of Pocahontas's real life story and everything she went through, as well as is it a story of the Arawak Indians? I forgot which who was it? What was Pocahontas? Which Indian tribe was that based? I don't think it was Arawak. Yikes. I may have misspoke. I don't know which Indian tribe that, or Native American tribe that was based in. But as I was saying, it's so, like, you get taught these ideas as a child. A lot of it is rooted in Disney. Like, these, if you go back to your childhood, so many of the thought processes, or processes, whatever you use, it stems from these Disney movies and these children's books, as well as like, I went to what do you call it? Shoot, not Wednesday youth group, like Sunday school. Things like that. You get fed these stories as kids, and it shapes so much of your worldview. So I'm like, this whole concept that we feel more comfortable with people who look like us. And I'm like, what in the, you should have watched Pocahontas as a kid and got the memo. You think the only people are the people who look and think like you do. I have to quote Colors of the Wind here. Like, it's so frustrating to see this, but at the same time, it's like, it is like you want to turn your head away from it, but you can't, because you know it's real. It exists. It's every damn day in America that this BS, like it's like it's there. And so when watching this, not to say it, and I hate the word because it's not pertinent to the feeling, but because of the way people have turned the word or the connotation it now has. But not to say that this episode triggered me, but it's touching on, not to say real, like it's real, like it's real. And I guess that's what makes the show so damn good. But at the same time, it's like, Roman, what the hell? And you can see how these big decisions, which is also real, but big life-changing decisions are made on a whim. Like that's like the startling thing. You think these big waves of world history are made in this momentous way, but like you would imagine, it must have been this struggle, this conflict, something like of great magnitude that shifted world history. But more often than not, it's nothing more than the passing feelings of a human being. A young boy searching for his dad's approval put this man on the map to become the next president. And now he's going to have an entire billionaire family who owns so much of the world news at this point backing him because he wants his dad's approval. He's a little boy searching for daddy to love him. And that's what's gonna push this man into power. And it's just insane to think about it, because I don't feel like that's so off the mark in any way, shape, or form. We like to think these big things that happen in world history must have taken so much to get there, but more often than not, it probably doesn't. You may have woken up on the wrong side of the bed. Maybe this one person has said something rude to him like for years, and then just this one day, I can't take it anymore, and you specifically do something that pisses this man off, and instead of agreeing with you, like that man who's pissed you off for years, you finally reached your tipping point, and maybe he gave you the right advice, but because it came from that man, I'm gonna go the opposite way, and bam, I went the opposite way and started a war. Who the hell knows? It can be the smallest of things that can trigger an entire cascade of events that change world history as we know it. And I feel like that's so human. Like, so I always say, like, it's funny because there's this saying that, if we don't know our history, we're doomed to repeat it. But it's like, that's such a stupid statement, because the only thing that's really different between the humans of today and the humans of 200 years ago is the technology we have access to. The human condition hasn't just changed. We still want the things we want. We're still motivated by fear, love, greed, gluttony, sex, lust, all of that. That's still those deadly sins, or how we we turn those things into sin in order. That's a whole other thing. Let me not get into that. But these feelings are part of the human condition. So if you were to take people who were from 200 years ago and put them in the now and give them the same access, you think the world would have unfolded any differently? Probably not. Like, it's so funny. I read this, oh my God, what was it? It was this excerpt on the side of what do you call them? Shit. It was like, when you turn on your computer and you get these like news pop-ups or whatever, and it was an excerpt. I don't know who it was. I just randomly read it because the picture behind it was eye-catching, which that's how they get you. They put something really visual, stimulating, and you read what's on the damn thing. But anyways, there was this like, human beings are now just starting to live past like the 50-year mark. So you must really think about how weird it must be for our brains, who may have not yet evolved into living past a certain age. Like, more often than not, we probably died earlier, than like the life expectancy has gone up. So it's like, has our minds yet adjusted. Like, you know how they say midlife crisis? Like you're probably wondering, like, why am I still here? Like, your brain is probably processing, like, for more often than not in human history, I've died before I've reached this age. What am I doing here still? So I feel like I forgot how the entire excerpt went and the studies behind it. I have to find it. It was such an interesting reading. I didn't look into it because I had to get ready for school. Anyways, it was like I woke up in the morning, I saw it, and I clicked on it. I started reading, but I'm like, damn, 6:30. I gotta go take a shower and get ready. But I have to find it. But it was a very interesting read about like how disorienting it must be for humanity to live past a certain age, and how long will it take for the mind to really settle into living this long. Now it'll take time for the mind, to the body, to evolve to a longer life expectancy. How is this relevant to whatever the hell I was talking about in Succession? Holy shit, I just went off a tangent. I have no idea how that ties into what I was watching. Oh my god, I did it again. Oh, how do I course correct this post musings? How do I course correct y'all? Where was I at? Someone tell me. You can't tell me because you haven't watched this yet. Oh god, where was I and how did this tie in? You know what? Just back to Shiv. You know, it's funny. There's a role reversal happening here, and I like that. Just as I was warming up to Roman and starting to like the changes that we saw at the back end of season 2 and coming into season 3, the little things that he was doing for I feel like he's far more compassionate towards his brothers than he is his sister. And I don't know if I like that. I wish Shiv, is that just me? Like they other Shiv a lot in the siblings. Like she's over there. Like I feel like the boys have more of a camaraderie and Shiv's like the outlier. But in this episode, Shiv, like I feel like she understood, or was really the only one who understood the danger of this man and spoke up firmly and voiced it. And then at the end of the episode, just refusing to stand in the picture, and you see how her father holds this. And that's why I was so conflicted at the beginning of this musing, this post recap, because like I want to nail Roman's ass to the ground for this, but at the same time I can't, because what you saw at the end of episode 6 of him asking like, Shiv, are you in this family or are you not? And the not implies this being out in the cold. This is the only family she knows. And it's so funny to me because I feel like she chose Tom as a spouse because he's easy. There's, I think like her father said, like he can't hurt you. There's just this, she feels like she can manipulate him very easily and get him to shut down or shut up or do whatever she wants him to do. I guess she finds him to be weak, essentially. That's why she chose him as a spouse. And yet at the same time, I feel like if she chose a spouse who she loves, respects, finds to be just like-minded to her, isn't just a yes man, and someone who would support her regardless of her standing with her family. If she had found a partner, she would marry for the right reasons. And I understand this is a big if, because in order to do that, she has to be right with herself. In certain aspects. I'm not someone who prescribes to that, you know, you have to love yourself before you can love anyone else. I don't prescribe to that at all. But I just feel like if she had some form of just, I feel like if your center, I feel like Shiv is so like maybe like this is her center and she's here on her right. If she were a bit closer to herself, maybe she wasn't really at center with herself, but she was close enough, I feel like she would have pursued a spouse or a partner to truly be her partner. And in cases like this, when things like this happen and her father threatens cutting her out of the family, there's that implication that or not is a bit of a threat to not just the physical but the internal. I don't think she's ever been without her family. She's never been disconnected from that. It's the only thing she knows. and she's never been without, or she's never had to make it without. Not truly. Even when she was off doing her own political thing that we saw in season 1, she was still very much tied into the family. So it's like when those moments happen, if she had a spouse that was as strong as her, if she sought a spouse who was as opinionated as her, someone she respected and trust, not just a puppet, but someone who was equal to her, in moments like this, she wouldn't feel threatened by her father because she has someone she can build a life with outside of the Roy thing. But then again, it's like, would her father look to destroy it? But then again, I look at his relationship with his ex-wife. He doesn't seem to try to control Caroline too much. Like, she's free to like marry or whatever. It'd be one thing if he was, but then again, that's not his blood. Like the way Shiv is, if you get what I'm saying, like that, that's his ex-wife. It's not a child. It's not the same thing. It's not like, I claim you because you're my blood and you have to stay in the family circle. But at the same time, Shiv never explored that option. But at the same time, I don't think Shiv has the state of mind and self to pursue an actual partner in life. I don't subscribe to that whole theory of, we come together and we make a whole, like, you complete me. Like, that's not marriage. Marriage is not supposed to complete you. You need to be your whole individual self. Maybe somewhere in the ballpark. You don't have to have it all figured out, but at least have a desire to figure it out, in the ballpark of sanity, I guess. And then you two come together and create a partnership. You're not looking to create one. It's two people coming together to become a partnership, and that's marriage. And that, to me, that's how I think it is. It's not, oh, we complete each other, half and half, make the whole. None of that. Like, that's not, no. You need to be your own person in a way, and then come together to create a union. And Shiv did not do that. Now, like I said, I don't think she has the wherewithal to search that, or to even think of that or want that for herself. She just wanted someone safe that she thought was weak and could be controlled. Now, Tom, on the other end, I feel like Tom might be the character that interests me the most at this point. Like, it always shifts based off of the plot. Like, for instance, Kendall was the one who interested me at the beginning, and then Logan did, and then Roman had moments with the whole dog cage thing popped up, and then Kendall, and then Shiv at the beginning of season 2, and then Roman, and then now Tom is right back into the thick of things. Tom is a very, you get, not to say you get what you deserve, but you put yourself, you traded in, or not traded in, but you traded the possibility of having a partnership for power, if you get what I'm saying. Tom is in a relationship where he's not getting what he needs emotionally. And no matter who you are, or what reason you married your spouse, or whatever of that is a painful thing to reconcile with, when you are not being emotionally satisfied or stimulated, or whatever it is, when your other half seemingly does not care about you, or your other half. And I just went on a tangent about not being another half. You want to be a whole. But the person you're in a relationship with seemingly doesn't care about you. And I feel like he keeps talking about the possibility to go to prison because, one, he is scared shitless of going to prison, and he needs someone to talk to. He has no one. And I don't think Greg is the person either, because I think Greg's just entertaining it because he finds him to be a way to get out of his legal issues. But more center on Shiv, he talks about it because, one, he's scared and he needs to be, and he wants to be comforted. And it's okay to search. Who else but your spouse for comfort? Who do you have? Like, that always pisses me off when say you want someone to like make up your blanket or fluff your pillows or give you milk. Like, who are you supposed to go to in life that's hard enough, if not your spouse, for that internal comfort? Like, I don't think that's a bad thing when men or women or whomsoever is in a relationship and you go to your spouse for that internal comfort. That should be your safe space, your safe place to be nurtured, comfort, nourished, where you grow, where you have the space to make mistakes within reason. You put your non-negotiables and in terms of mistakes, but it's a place where you should feel safe, not dismissed. And so regardless of Tom's reasons for marrying Shiv, he's still, it's like at some point it's like, okay, yes, you chose this. I think two things to be true. Yes, Tom chose this, and two, it's not right how Shiv treats Tom. It's not okay that's how she treats him. And it's like, maybe he would stop talking about it, or maybe he doesn't need you to say anything. I think he just needs Shiv to show she cares about what happens to him. And I do feel like him wanting to have a child, it's like that whole thing where you want to bring a child into the world because you feel like it'll fix something in your relationship that's broken. And I feel like that's what Tom is doing. I feel like he needs to know Shiv cares about him, and that baby is proof. And that's not right. That's not fair to any child. I think Tom is going about it the wrong way in regards to trying to have a child with Shiv. I think Shiv is fully within her space, herself, to say, no, I don't want a child. I don't want a child in these circumstances, and I don't care for you tracking my periods. That's a gross invasion of privacy, and I feel like it's happening because he's supplementing something he's not getting in his marriage. And while that's partially on Shiv, it's also on Tom, because Tom has told Shiv countless times, and Shiv has not cared enough to amend her behavior. How many times can you tell someone what you're doing hurts, what you're doing hurts, what you're doing hurts, and if they don't amend that behavior, they do not care about you? I'm sorry. None of that, oh, they care but they can't express it. Walk the hell away. But Tom will not, because Shiv holds another part of him what he needs, which is where the sympathy for Tom kind of, that's the line. That's where the line ends. That's that like, where you can show sympathy and then you reach a point. You reach that ceiling and then you flip, and on the other side is you're making your bed and you're sleeping in it. And so stop whining and bitching. Like, you can feel something about it, but stop whining to people who do not care about you or who do not want to hear it, and then putting on a sad face. Tom chose to surround himself with these people because of the power. These people do not care about you. They've made it clear they do not care about you in their actions. They may say it, but their actions is never tracked, ever. So how many times does someone have to do something before you see the truth? And I think Tom sees it. I think Tom 1000% sees that these people do not care two shits about you. You know that saying, if you're on fire, they wouldn't spit on you? Tom is on fire and no one's spitting on him in this family. They've all been said, you're family, but you're not. You're family, but you're not. Not really. Not in any way that could matter to us. And you see, Tom sees the way they treat each other. He watched Logan smack the shit, literally smack a tooth out his son's mouth. If that's how he treats his own flesh and blood, he's seen the way Shiv, Connor, Roman, Logan, Kendall all treat each other, and they're flesh and blood. Baby, you ain't. You're not even flesh and blood. So it's like your sympathy, it has a cap because you're choosing this for power. So you get what you get what you want. You want power? Well, here it goes. And because he's no longer in a position to get power and he's off to jail, it's like, what do you want people to feel for you, Tom? You chose this. You chose to hitch up underneath the ass of awful people who've made it abundantly clear, including your wife. They do not care about you, baby. They barely care about each other. And if they do care, they show it in such shitty ways. What makes you think this is a family you want to be involved with, if not for the wealth of the power? So that's where I am with Tom. It's a very he's an interesting character for me because I can feel for him, and so much of it is in Matthew McFadden. I think I completely butchered his last name. I'm so sorry. It's so much of it is rooted in such a beautiful performance. He has very, I've said this before, but he has very beautiful eyes, especially when he cries. It's like his eyelashes, they get like, it's like he has very naturally dark, thick eyelashes. So when his eyes water, the water makes them darker and clump up a bit. And then you have the blue of his eyes. So it's like you can definitely get the eye acting so much better. It's like accentuated because of the dark, like how dark his eyebrows are and how eyelashes are and how thick they are, and then how blue his eyes are. So it captivates you in a way that really makes you empathize with him. He brings such empathy to his character, like in the moment you're watching, but then your sensibilities is like, Tom, like Kendall wasn't wrong. It's like there was something for you to gain in marrying her. Oh man, this episode felt like a turning point in regard, like the way it was. I think what is it called when you sound, like the soundscape, I believe it's how they refer to it, in your ears when you're listening. Like there's these little sound, like they build the soundscape of the episode, of a moment, and the effects they used and the camera framing, the shots of Shiv, it really gave this feel like this moment matters to the series. Like this is a moment, like I don't know if you've all seen Sons of Anarchy, but there's an episode, not to give any spoilers, but there's an episode where there's this major vote between the club, the motorcycle club, about whether or not to get in bed with a cartel. And to me, that was always the turning point for that series. That was when, and you felt that, like you felt it as it was happening. The shots, the music, like that scene really held weight. And if you clock it enough, or if you feel it enough, you can really understand that the director of that episode of that particular scene, as well as the editing, whoever edits and the writers, they really block that scene to create, to really, I should say, translate how important this is for the plot going forward. And I felt that at the end when he comes in, Shiv sees him, he picks up the coke, he cracks it, he puts it down. And then it cuts to like as Shiv is walking to take a picture with him. There's like, she's right in the center of the frame and it's a close up, but it's not that close. It's like a third. It's like the third's theory of centering. And it just, the way they blocked it scene by scene, the way they shot it, I feel like the feeling they want me to feel as an audience member is to understand that this moment will hold implications going forward. This isn't just a singular thing where forget about it, like you can wash your hands about it. Like this is a plot that'll be done by the end of the season or within 2 episodes. Like the whole, what was like when they were trying to buy what was the Pearson, like that plot line. I feel like it was like, you know, it was a plot line, it was a story, but you can wash your hands of it and move forward. This doesn't feel like it. I feel like this is a plot line that will hold major implications throughout the series. We're 6 episodes into season 3. There's 3 more, and then how many? So we have 13 more episodes to go. I feel like this is like a turning point. I feel like that's what they wanted me to feel like. This is not something that's isolated to season 3 or isolated to a few episodes in season 4. It's what's going from this moment forward. It's all colored in some way, shape, or form. It's colored into this decision to back Mencken for president, which is awful of Roman. Just when Roman started to pull me in, he goes and does this. And it's not like he didn't know. It'd be one thing if he said he didn't know, but he knew. He knows. He absolutely knows. And I think it just makes it even worse that his sister tells him what it is. He has a conversation with the guy and he all but says it. If you like the reaction, go ahead and give it a like. I don't know what else to say. And tell me your thoughts down below in the comments. I read them all. And subscribe. This show is gonna take a dark turn, putting a fascist in power, and they're gonna use ATN to like boister it. This, I will say, I have to watch Succession in doses now, because I'm telling you, it'll get me stressed. I don't know how y'all did it every week, but you had like a year between seasons. Oh man, this show stresses me out. It stresses me out, y'all. I'll see you next time. Take care, everyone. Don't let this show stress you out too. And a special shout out to the patrons: Midgie, Maya, Jenny, Katie, Tawny, See-Through Battle Monsters, Terrence, Sarah, Tyler, Juan, Beto, Ash, Nicole, Freddie, Marcella, Gabrielle, Alicia, Carmdoll, Sushi Senpai, Cozy Cobra, Gazelle, Maddie, Kate, Victoria, Queen Lydia, Sierra's Reaction Corner, Dexter, Chairshire Cat, Drew, That Weird Person, Shirley, Luke, Salty, Cammy, Andrew, Wanyo JK, Klaus, Cersei, Rosary, Dove, Ivan, Kacha, Nino, Andrew, Christina, Donovan, Haley, Yoslin, Dev, Nicole, Lauren, Sella, K&D, Zeph, Nathan, Casey, Liam, Pierre, Motrev, Natalia, Michael, Glitchy Glam, Dazzler, Lordy, Autumn, Emmy, Megan, Castiel, Erica, James, Soapy, Ivy, Antonio, and Morgan. Thank you all so much. See you all next time.